Go.
This is a neuron. It consists of a dendrite, which receives signals from the stimulus, and the cell body, which contains the nucleus, which is all part of the presynaptic cell. The signal is then carried through the axon to the postsynaptic cell through the synapse.
The action potential flows from the presynaptic cell to the postsynaptic cell via the axon, and this is a synapse, which is a junction between two neurons, and it will be detailed later, and that is part of the postsynaptic cell.
Action potential arrives at the axon terminal, which depolarizes the membrane from the presynaptic axon. This opens the voltage-gated channels and allows calcium ions to enter. The rise in the calcium ions makes the vesicles fuse with the membrane. This releases neurotransmitters through exocytosis, and they diffuse across the synaptic cleft.
Neurotransmitters bind to receptors on the postsynaptic membrane. Most of these receptors are ligand-gated ion channels, and the binding of a neurotransmitter to a receptor can open one of these channels. One channel has to open first, which is followed by the succession of all of the channels, and only after the channels are open can the sodium-potassium pump be at work, and that's after hyperpolarization occurs, which sets it even, which has 3 sodium plus ions pumped out and 2 potassium ions pumped in. And that resets the charge across the membrane. Here are the sodium ions coming in through the channel and the potassium ions going out. And then over here, after hyperpolarization, to reset the charges of the membrane, here are the sodium ions coming in 2 at a time and the potassium ions going out 3 at a time to reset the charge across the membrane of the synaptic cleft.